Man, I hope you guys are doing good. Man, we are getting this dialed in and it's getting fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the
We're going to talk
easier it
about
gets.
some more fun stuff today.
Yeah, we are, man. And if you guys didn't get to check out our last episode, we had our friend and buddy, Team
Mr. Ben
SEAL.
Smith.
Team SEAL. I'm not sure what team he was on, but SEAL teams nonetheless. And just a badass conversation.
He's been all over the news. He's been on multiple shows. He's a bit of a spokesperson for for SEALs and a little bit of a public figure. He's done some really, really cool things.
Yeah.
And he just did this swim. It was where did it start from? It went to the Statue of Liberty, right?
Yeah. He said there was like 3 stops. It was three and a half miles.
Yeah.
And he's 52.
Yeah.
Right. Man, I don't know if you haven't been in the pool and just swam straight. Yeah, 300 feet is hard.
Right. In a still pool, let alone
the Hudson
River.
Yeah, bro, yeah. Come on, man.
He said it got a little bit crazy and had a couple people get almost swept away. And
he was the currents to come in. He was talking about how like there was a boat that was parked it was part of their where they kind of swam up to. Yeah, it was like a barge, right? Yeah. It was one of their like little like checkpoints, if you will,
Yeah.
And I guess from like the hurricane or something like that, the currents were hitting the side of the boat and going underneath it. And they had to go get a couple guys.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Man,
it was like if they didn't have their training, it could have ended up a little bit worse. So
a little bit different.
Yeah, a little different.
But we got into a lot of that soft stuff, man. We didn't really get into war stories, man. We really got into like the mentality behind what makes you a SEAL. You have to be super hyper focused. Yeah. It's not one of those things where I want the SEALs are hiring.
Yeah.
It's just not one of those things that is a job. It's just one of those
lifestyle,
who you are and what you do. Like being a fireman or you just don't. I don't want the fire department's hiring. You gotta have a special.
It takes a special skill set, a special mentality, and a special will to make it to that.
And so we got to talk a lot about that and leadership and it was a really, really good conversation. Not going to hear on most spots. So tune into that one.
Yeah,
that's with our guy Ben. That's on our YouTube channel. So check out MK Ultra on that. Subscribe and like and love and do all that kind of cool stuff. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. So today we're going to talk about all kinds of things.
The fountain of youth.
Talk about the fountain of youth. Talk about energy medicines. Talk about medicine in general. The state of affairs today in America and big pharma and the medical industry. And we'll touch on some COVID stuff. Donald Trump just dropping some pretty big tweets, or what do you call them? Posts now, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I can't stop calling them tweets.
I guess it depends on the platform.
Right? Yeah. Truths, tweets, posts, whatever.
Yeah. And these guys are gonna have to start explaining some things.
Yes, yeah. In case you guys didn't see it, basically he was calling out Pfizer. And he said that, they've been telling him that warp speed was the greatest thing to ever happen, and that it was a huge success, which is, what he's been telling us. And now he's like, well, they've been telling me, but now they need to show you, we, the people. And so that might get real interesting.
Yeah, it's going to see. Yeah. Break this song down and tell everybody just how come you are so successful.
Right. Let's see those numbers.
Yeah, so it's going to get interesting, man. We'll see what's up. And the cool thing about this stuff is, now you told me about some stories like people come in that's had that they got the jab, got the shots, and then what this pulled out of the injection sites was pretty gnarly.
These machines are extremely special. These are Haloe machines. This one is specifically called the Haloe NeuroSmart, and they have a primitive version of AI that's actually reading you for cellular differences electrically, because a healthy cell resonates with a frequency that's different than an unhealthy cell, and a bone cell resonates differently than a brain cell, and so on. So it's got the essentially the markings, it's electrical signatures, electrical markings that cells will put out, different types of cells, whether they're injured, there's scar tissue, there's infection, there's cancers, there's, whatever is going wrong, there's
it's like a diagnostic signal.
Yeah, there's a different electrical output from those cells.
I love it.
And so this machine is reading for those different outputs. And then once it reads it, it then deciphers with its algorithms or its AI what to deliver to you. And so it's consistently reading, deciphering what to deliver, and then delivering, and then reading, deciphering, delivering, all in a loop nonstop. And it's doing that many, many times per second, which is, a lot of people have heard of Rife machines or frequency specific microcurrent. This is very similar to that, except for with frequency specific microcurrent or Rife machines, you have to plug in what frequency. You got to look in a book. Okay, what frequency is good for Lyme disease? What frequency is good for cancer? With this, it's reading you. The whole book's in there, right? And there's no human error. And so they're incredibly effective. They're 100% safe. I've been using them for 15 years. It saved my baseball career. It's how I avoided the back surgery that had multiple big league surgeons telling me that I needed. And so it's just been an amazing gift in my life. And my brother and I, we started a whole wellness company called Haloe Accelerated Wellness, and it is all technology and nutrition based. And this is one of the amazing technologies that we use, and it's really cool because we're able to use it from head to toe. So like right here, we got a headband. And we're gonna hook up Michael's head today. We're gonna charge that brain up a little bit. And
I ain't gonna be fit for society.
I saw some smoke coming out the ears a couple days ago, and I was like, man, I need to
thinking hard, bro.
Yeah. So we're gonna hook this up to his head. We can either go like frontal lobe, that's how it's set up right now, or we can move one of these over a little bit and go like basically, from temple to temple, do transcranially. So I'll let you pick whatever you want the setup to be.
Yeah, I've been doing like got some knots like in my temple, like the pressure points in here that I've been feeling like some knots because I hit them, I can feel it on my teeth.
Oh yeah.
Kind of relaxes my jaw and my ear and gets into my neck a little bit. So yeah, dude, I definitely want to we'll do the frontal lobe.
Right.
Open up that pituitary gland.
Yeah. Get the pineal, sparkling.
Yeah, bro. So let's hook that up, and and we're gonna just kind of talk about what he's doing while he's doing it. So me and Cam hooked up. We talk about this throughout all the episodes, kind of, and so with my injuries as through the VA and all the surgeries and all what am I thinking of? The nerve damage that I was dealing with. There was gabapentin. There was all of these crazy medications that the VA was, shoving down my throat to try to help with the nerve stuff. But it wasn't. It was just more to mask. Just kind of help me make it tolerable. Wasn't until I ran into Kameron that things really started to change on a real basis. It was like, it wasn't to hide something. It was like when he hit something, it was gone. And never felt anything like that. And all the bad surgeries, a sympathetic block on my spine. Wow. Like
you were a hot mess when I met you.
I couldn't stand up straight.
Yeah.
I couldn't even sit in a chair this long. You
pretty much stopped drawing at this point, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
I finished, Mike and Mark had come over to the house, Mike Beltran, Mark Goddard, and with my boy Matt. And I was going to finish up that last one with Ernie Shavers that where he beat Ken Norton for the championship. That was my last promise, and it was just too painful, man. It wasn't like I was selling anything. I couldn't leave the house to even show the stuff. So unless you jumped on my damn social media, you weren't going to see nothing. And, so hot. Yeah, it was kind of shooting. It was all kinds of catch-22s, and for an artist, you can't leave the house. You can't show your work, can't go to a gallery, can't.
Yeah, can't get out and promote, which is once you've done the work, that's all there's left to do
is just put it on the social media and hope that people repost. You're just kind of a slave to that, and just wasn't nothing going anywhere, So
and that art is absolutely incredible, by the way. Check him out at thealgorithmartist.com. The guy makes black and white photos and he turns them into pencil drawings that look exactly like the black and white photo, and it's all done with math. It's all done with an algorithm. It's beyond me. It's wild. It's crazy. It's incredible. Check it out.
Still weird to me.
yeah. There's nobody on the planet that does art like Mike does, and it is it's an engineering of beauty.
If I taught you how to read the math, then you could literally go back and recreate the drawing from the outline to the geometrical shapes within the values of gray. But then, I'd have to kind of explain that.
When you say you don't mean me. Let me tell you.
Oh, man.
The proverbial you. Maybe some of you, but
I definitely do see things differently. That's for sure.
All right, man. So we're going to hook this head up.
All right. I'm going to get this mic'd out in here.
All right. Go right here. And then tuck these in so he's not in his face. Boom. All right. Nice. You're set to go.
Nice and snug.
Yeah. All set up. All right. We're going to flip her on.
I'm just playing.
So one of the
couldn't help it.
Of course. And you're not the first to do that.
No, I'm sure I'm not.
These are 100% safe. We actually, they're at the largest senior living center here in Arizona. We taught them, how to use their machines. We sold them machines, taught them and their technicians how to use their machines, and they are helping these old folks with joint pain, muscle pain. What's that?
Can you drop that name?
Glencroft.
Glencroft.
Yeah, all right. Glencroft. It's really cool what they did. Big shout out to them. They are amazing. If you've got a grandma, a grandpa, a sister, a brother.
Sure. That's why I wanted you to say something.
Yeah, that needs some elderly care and needs a place. They are the best. They went from Glencroft Senior Living to Glencroft Center for Modern Aging, which I think that's a pretty cool branding, man.
That is.
They've got these pillars
modern
of health.
Aging. I like that.
Yeah, Center for Modern Aging. And they got a huge focus just on total health for these folks. And, from music to vocation to nutrition to, health, activity, community.
Dude, that's awesome. So they're just not putting them in a room and feeding them 3, squares a day. Like they're getting them out there. They're doing some things.
Yeah, they're getting them moving. They're getting their brains,
getting them spry again.
Their bodies, their their nutrition on point. And what they're seeing is just incredible. They're getting national recognition now, and
it's beautiful.
Yeah, these other senior living centers wanting to copy what they've done, and these machines have been at the center of that. So we take a lot of pride in being able to be a part of that program over with Glencroft. So big shout out to them.
And speaking on the whole elderly thing, a lot of people, the first thing that usually comes up, because I talk about the machines quite a bit, and the first thing that comes up is like, my grandma, my grandpa, or my dad, my mom, but they got a pacemaker. And you can still hook up and use this. It does not interfere with pacemakers or that technology in any way, form, or fashion. Am I right?
That's right.
My man. So, I got receipts right here. So, even if they got a pacemaker, they can still get this technology and it won't mess with the pacemaker system. And there's no age restrictions on this either, guys. I mean, this is something that newborns, if you got a belly button and a heartbeat, you're good to go pretty much.
You are good to go. So you can
animals too.
Animals too. Oh man, it's amazing. I've treated my dogs. I've treated horses. Just treated a couple of friends, golden retrievers, and it's just awesome, man. They'll go from limping, and not feeling good, like sluggish limping,
right,
to getting a 30-minute hour treatment, and they are walking better. They're better. Their energy's better. It's really cool to watch these animals respond to the frequencies, because we all know animals are more sensitive to frequencies than we are. That's why, dogs and even ants, can tell when an earthquake's coming. Dogs will act a little funny and ants will all disappear. And, they can sense when the earth has got something going on, and they're sensitive to those frequencies. So they're equally sensitive to these frequencies, and they just relax. They just love it. And they heal, it stimulates healing, in them. And so we're going to get this going. I'm going to hit the start button. Basically, we got Michael on a 0.5 frequency. It's a low delta frequency, which is where you want to be when you're in a deep, deep sleep. So it's going to really relax the nervous system. So we just hit the start button. And he probably feeling a little bit of tapping. It's not shock therapy by any means.
No, not at all.
It's not like stinging.
No,
it's a light energy tap on the skin, and then
that's kind of a good way to put it. It's almost like if you put your hand up against one of those big breakers, the box of energies, the electrical boxes, that you see on like properties and stuff.
Sure,
you can feel them or hear them humming. If you touch them, that energy, you can kind of feel the electricity.
Okay,
but it's not a stinging thing. You just feel like this warm kind of buzz almost, but not a bad buzz. It's a bad word to use, but because it's not so it's very relaxing.
It's hard to explain.
It really is
energy when it's that light.
It's a sensation more than
the sensation. And what it's doing is basically reading what's going on cellularly, seeing how those cells are whether they're electrically balanced or not. When something is hyper, it means it's too high. When something is hypo, it's too low. And so it's really always looking for things that are out of balance and looking to bring them into balance electrically, because the body and its chemicals follow the electromagnetic activity within the body. And
I'm so glad you know this stuff, bro.
even in medicine, even in your average everyday hospital, they will talk about the electrochemical response.
Right.
Electrochemical. Electro comes before the chemicals. I mean, the chemicals need the electricity to tell them what to do. And I think I explained this possibly on a previous podcast, but somebody could hit me with a baseball bat in the knee, and because I'm alive and I have electricity flowing through my body, I would definitely have pain, but I'd have swelling and bruising. But if I died and 2 minutes later, I just died 2 minutes ago, you come up and you hit me in the knee, there's not going to be any pain, clearly, but there's also not going to be any bruising, and there's not going to be any swelling, because there's no electrical response, even though all the same chemicals are there.
Because the brain isn't telling it to?
Because the nervous system brain isn't telling it to. Exactly. That's why there's no electrical response to get all the, send all the blood, send all the, inflammation, there's nothing telling it to do that.
Hey, this sucks down here, man. We're going to need some swelling, bring some yellow, bring some blue, bring some purple. We need a bruise down here.
Right.
We need to bring all that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
bring
the Van Gogh.
And the pain. Bring the pain.
Yeah. So these are signaling to those cells to detox, to normalize. Basically, if they're out of whack, out of chaos, everybody knows that holding these stupid phones up to our ears and our head, and 5G towers and all this stuff, these are chaotic frequencies. They're causing cancers. They're causing all kinds of different, people can't sleep. They're getting all kinds of problems.
They're definitely not helping our biological system in any way, form, or fashion.
Right. It's like being inside of a microwave all the time, just kind of frying us and making our cells out of whack, out of balance, in chaos. They're chaotic. They're chaotic notes, it's, as opposed to this is delivering harmonic notes, harmonic frequencies. A note
harmonious waves.
Harmonious waves,
beautiful patterns.
Yeah, exactly. Structure, balance.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what these are doing. And they stimulate your body with precision. And when your body gets the right precision frequency, and you've got the right nutrition in you, good hydration, good food, so that you can fuel the cells when they get stimulated. it's just amazing what kind of healing response can happen. And you heal yourself, because there's nothing on the planet that heals you except for you. God made you that way. You are your body is the intelligent healer, and we just need a little bit of help in, stimulation and nutrition and hydration, and it will, it'll start to heal itself.
This is what's in our body. So, healing with, like fire with fire.
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, why not?
Healing electricity, healing an electrical body with electricity.
And I'm trying to tell you what the VA put inside my body. Jesus, little children, man. I mean, all the different pills. And it wasn't just pain pills. It was muscle relaxers, pain pills. It was sleeping meds. And then none of that was working. And then so they started getting all kinds of psych meds. And I can't even pronounce none of these. It's just a long list. And I remember when we first started this. Remember when I hit you back up? I was like, hey, dude, why does it taste like my mouth tastes like I got a row of nickels in my jaw? Yeah. I mean, the metals that were coming off my tongue was insane.
Yeah.
And it was, maybe probably a good month of just solid treatments. And then it just finally dissipated it. So now when I get the treatments, I don't have all that metal that I was getting on my tongue, but it was.
That means you detoxed it.
Big time. The metals that came out of off my tongue was wild.
Yeah.
And then
do you have any fillings? Do you have any metal in your mouth?
Yeah.
You do? Okay,
yeah. And because the other cool thing about this is because you can treat your organs through your through the roots, through your teeth.
Yeah.
So there's a wire you can just kind of set on the bottom of even through your lip, on the top of your lip, and each one of your teeth actually has something to do with one of your organs.
Yeah, Chinese medicine has it all. They have it all mapped out, and you can even go to Google Images and type in odonton reflexology points or mouth reflexology points, and basically at the root of each tooth is a nerve. It doesn't matter if you have the tooth or not. Essentially, that nerve is still there, and those nerves run and correspond with different organ systems. And so there's, a tooth that corresponds with the lungs. There's your molars or your wisdom teeth correspond with your heart. Your eyes, your lymph nodes, your all kinds of things. And it's all mapped out. The Chinese have known where energy flows within the body for thousands of years. And so we can go straight to the brain or straight to the shoulder or straight to the liver, or we can follow that liver meridian, or hit the liver points in the hands, in the feet, in the teeth. Surprisingly enough, the ear as well is incredibly connected to the rest of the body. In fact, when I started using these machines, I didn't really believe it. They're like, yeah, you can treat people, you can help them detox through the ear. Yeah. I was like, come on now. But then it's funny as it is, when I was getting ready to have my second little girl, my wife was getting ready to have her, I was reading, What to Expect When Expecting kind of book, written by Mayo Clinic, which is, essentially allopathic medical system. And it's basically said when your baby's born and when it's a little baby, you can give them basically like a full body massage just by massaging their little ears. And I said, well, if the natural side of things are saying it and the allopathic side of things are saying it, I might want to pay attention to it. And so we started implementing these protocols where we're hitting different energetic points in the ear. This is another thing. You can just go to Google Images, look it up, and it'll give you these diagrams of, how your ear is basically an inverted fetus, the head being the earlobe, and then all the organs are kind of on the inside. You got the backbone right there, that ridge, and it's
I went through some of those therapies through the VA, man. Actually, that was different. They was trying all kinds of stuff through the pain management and everything.
Yeah,
and it was these joints like these magnets or something that they was like embedded into my ear in certain pressure points to help with pain management.
Yeah,
since the medication, all the cortisone, and there was so many jabs that they hit me with, and they just tried everything. My body just Red-headed and light-colored eyes, brother. I had it all.
Just resistant, huh?
Well, you know what? And I always thought it was some bull. You know, I always heard it from my parents, you know, and then I Googled it. And there is actually some scientific fact. It's like redheads, redheads specifically, and especially, and then those with light-colored eyes are pretty much immune to pharmaceuticals.
Interesting.
Yeah, their bodies just don't recognize it at all.
Wow.
And, you know, I never was sick as a kid. You know, I've just always.
Big Pharma's got to have a hard time in Ireland.
Yeah, bruh. You know,
I wonder if there's some statistics on that.
But you know what? They're really, and everybody thinks that everybody in Ireland is redheaded, but still, again, it's only a few people in Ireland. You know? Yeah, so redheads are, we're only like 1% in the world or something.
Is that right?
Like that. Yeah, it's a crazy statistic. And then
I've seen those redhead conventions where they get together.
And then the blue-eyed ones. Now those are even more rare.
Okay.
Blue-eyed red hair is crazy rare. Yeah, that is when they, you know, you might want to look into that bloodline.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We could probably get into that on an episode.
Isn't that what those giants in Afghanistan had? Some red hair. Yeah, I think.
Yo, man, yeah.
Got some ancient DNA going on, man.
There really is. Yeah. So I've been kind of tapping in started down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
Yeah. They just didn't work. So it was like, what do we do now? And so they tried magnets and it was the creams and it was everything.
Yeah.
And just nothing freaking worked. And it just seemed like everything just made it worse. And then I started showing signs of kidney disease. And I started having problems with liver and all that. I could feel that son bitch just sitting in my body, man. It was heavy.
Really?
And then that's when I met you. And it was just shortly after I just got back from Arkansas and had to do all this whole round of all these medications again to prove that I wasn't lying and this VA wasn't bullshit, you know, all that stuff, man. It was just wow. And though I know for damn sure that was what was just coming out of my armpits and my freaking tongue. My mouth was just purging all those metals.
That's exactly right. You were purging those metals, and you could taste it.
Oh, big time. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you've ever put money in your mouth, but it literally tastes like you got a wad of tinfoil or a quarter or nickel in there.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
And this is pretty common, actually, for people that we, when we introduce this, especially the first few times, just like you, you know, it started to diminish as you started to expel those metals from your body. If that taste, each treatment, you know, got less and less, and that's pretty typical. But it is a electromagnetic effect. You think about metals. Right. We're talking about electromagnets, magnetism, and we're pulling, you know, basically those metals that may be stuck to a synapse, stuck to your gums, you know, stuck in the tissue of your jawbone, stuck in your nasal cavity. Who knows where they're stuck at?
Nasty.
You know,
you smell it.
You smell it.
You smell it. You taste it, and it was just like, oh my god, dude, it was in my food.
Yeah,
I couldn't, man. And then it was the stuff that was coming out of my armpits, bro. I didn't want to leave the house.
Yeah,
man, it was.
Yeah, you were releasing some stuff,
dude. It was bad. It was almost like gravy coming out of my body, dude. Wow. I was hitting that sauna at the same time.
Yeah,
I was hitting the dry sauna at the gym, and dude, it was just, it literally I could just scrape the stuff. It wasn't like sweat, bro. It was gnarly, and then it would just come out real thick. And then after about 10, 15 minutes, only then did I start getting the sweat, the drops, that started running down. There was a lot of stuff that came out of me, dude. And, man, it's been such a blessing, dude, to be able to run into you like that, man, and get healed and feel all of this, and then be able to turn around and get you hooked up with all the military people that are in the American Mighty Warriors and the MARSOC and the Red Raiders and all those guys. And man, now we've been able to get some of these Gold Star families in there and everybody in between in there to start getting some of this therapy that nobody even knows about. And this is literally some Star Trek stuff, man. I mean, we've seen it on TV. It's right here. And you're not going to hear about it unless
You're not going to hear it on Fox News. You're not going to hear about it on CNN. You know, you're not going to hear it on anything mainstream. And that, you know, it's a shame. And, you know, a lot of people are like, you know, or a lot of people know, you know, the elites, they got something better than what we get, right? You know, they got these, they're whatever we're getting, they got something way better. Well, they're right. And this is part of it. This is quite honestly, the
elite systems.
This is part of the elite systems. I was fortunate enough to be hurt at an elite level. I was playing Major League Baseball when I hurt myself. And so I got to get introduced to all kinds of really interesting stuff, stuff that wasn't available to, you know, the general public. And but this one stood out. You know, these machines stood out amongst the rest, and a couple of others.
Yeah.
But this has been in that elite realm, that elite circle. There's testimonials from people like Terry Bradshaw, Jack Nicklaus, the White Sox and the Bulls owned it. So Jordan and Pippen and, you know, those guys were getting treated back in the 90s by these, because this really isn't anything brand new per se.
It's been out since the 70s, right?
1978 they started coming out with the intelligent nanocurrent devices, and they've just gotten better and better and faster and smarter as computers have gotten better, faster and smarter. But you know, the Hollywood elites, the, you know, DC elites, the sports elites have, at least a number of them have had access to this stuff, but your average doctor hasn't. Well, they've had access, but they haven't adopted it, because when you get people to stimulate healing in their own body with just a little bit of electromagnetic activity, frequency, and now you're taking away the need for drugs and surgeries. Well, guess who makes money off of drugs and surgeries?
So, you're not going to get this on your insurance plan either, most likely.
No, not anything current right now, but there is another insurance plan coming out here pretty soon that we'll actually let you guys know about when it drops.
Do we need to start our own insurance company, bro?
We might.
What needs to happen?
We might. We're
a GoFundMe for our own insurance company.
But this new insurance plan is going to rival the big dogs, the Blue, Aetna, Cigna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield. You know, and you're going to be able to have an allotment of. It's kind of like a HSA, I guess, but within the plan, you can go and get wellness. You can go get nutrition. You can go and get red light therapy, electromagnetic therapy. You know, and really get ahead of it. You know, the old adage, an ounce of prevention equals a pound of cure. You know,
I like that.
That is very, very true. You know, you get ahead of it so you don't have to deal with it, right? You know, every athlete trains so that, you know, they don't hurt themselves. Not only to perform well, but so that you don't hurt yourself when you're trying to perform well.
Conditioning that allows you to get out on the field off without being on the stretcher.
Exactly. That way you can, you know, do what you want to do at the highest level that you can, and stay healthy. You know, and that's the whole deal. Is if you are hurt or sick, or, you know, we can help you and get you back to, you know, even, you know, balance you out. But what we really like to do is help you prevent serious injury and prevent serious illness.
But you got to help them help you, and just not lean on this to fix it while you sit on your ass and play video games, man. You need to get up and start doing something, man. Get that body moving, put it through a full range of motion. Find something you like to do and do it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then with this, you're a whole different unit, man.
Yep. We can take you to the next level. So going back to the electromagnetic side of things, and then what you were talking about, you know, with the vaccines, and who knows what were in the vaccines. They still, what was it, 75 years they're going to tell us? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
In 75 years from now, they'll tell us what was in it? Yeah. Okay.
They work in the military, you know, when they do classified stuff, it's got to be, you know, so much. Like 75 or 100 years to make declassify stuff.
Well, I can tell you that after using this equipment for about 15 years, 2010 was my first time ever trying it. There's things that come up on these electrode plates. This is a little metal electrode plate, and as the electromagnetic activity is coming through this, with a little bit of gel. You guys might have seen me put a little bit of gel in each one of those little cups on his or on the headband. So you put some gel on there, you place it on the skin. The electromagnetic activity goes through the gel, through the skin, and there is a like a pulling effect, essentially. It's telling the cells to detox so rapidly. Imagine like a cell like being squeezed like a sponge almost and squirting out toxins. And just like your body makes blackheads or zits, but it takes a week or days or whatever to make that formation of toxins come up to a head. This is making it happen in minutes. So it's basically bringing all these toxins up through, whether they're trapped in, deep in the tissue of the bicep or the organs or wherever, bringing it up, and then you'll get oxidation on the plate, and it'll stay there. It'll stay on the plate. You try to scratch it off, and it won't come off until you hit it with a cleaner. And what we've been seeing over the last 15 years has been like cloudy grayish, some dark black speckling. Everybody's got a little bit different something that comes out. Sometimes it's a little bit reddish, around the sides, or there'll be a big red dot, or that could sometimes be an infection. But since 2021, once the jabs were rolled out, we started seeing cobalt blue come out of people, metallic blue come out of people. And these are people that were telling us they were in pain and discomfort and feeling injured from what they may have taken that they didn't want to take. And so nasty. One guy, blue, just like a straight up cobalt blue coming out of people. And
when you treated them, when you did the therapy on them, did you go right over the injections?
Yeah.
Injections? Okay.
Yes, for a number of them. A couple of others, it had been so long that we did up and down the spine.
Oh, wow.
And we did the gut.
And it still came out blue.
Yeah. So what we're finding is a lot of that's coming out of the spine, because where do you think metals would congregate to the most? Where there's the most electromagnetic activity, right? Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're going to congregate and be drawn towards the spine and the spinal cord, where there's electrical activity. What was that?
Like a moth to the flame.
Like a moth to the flame. Yeah, exactly. So, it's, on one hand, it's scary to see what is coming out of people and what they jab people with. On the other hand, it brings a lot of hope, because there is ways to get it out of you. And, that's one of the things that we really want to get the message out, that you can heal from all kinds of things, chronic injury, chronic pain. You can get your life back, you can heal, and you can detox. You can bring things, out of your body that you don't want there. And anti-age, it's all about longevity, anti-aging, getting out of pain and getting your life back.
Yeah, I was born in 1932. I feel like
Man, you look good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
You look good for your age.
Starting to get wrinkles on my elbow.
Yeah. On your weenus?
Yeah.
That's a real word, by the way. This is called the weenus. So don't cancel.
Bro, but do you remember the first time? It was one of my first therapy sessions, man. And you put that brass tube under my armpit.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So like these plates, these are like a silver one, but this was like a brass. It was a brass tube, almost like you see like with the blues guitar players, with them on the thing.
Oh yeah, like a capo, like a slide capo, yeah.
And so I had that tucked up underneath there. It was wired to the machine, and then we had it somewhere else. We had another pad somewhere else, and we just kind of ran it for like 30, 45 minutes. And like I said, it was a brass machine. It was like a brass tube. When we pulled that thing off, I swear to God, I'm not even lying, it was completely black.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
It was black. Because I had it tucked right up underneath it, and I had it tucked like this the whole time. So everything came out of my armpit and turned that thing black. And
there's so many lymph nodes up here in the armpits. So I'll bet that was just helping that lymph drain and detox.
So your time was 4 surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
2 neck surgeries. Oh my God, I can't even count how many. CAT scans. What's the other ones? You put in the big tube and all that.
Oh yeah, MRIs
and all that kind of stuff. So many of those.
Yeah. Did you get gadolinium put in you? The radioactive dye that they do?
Yeah, I've had a couple of those, and
so they're finding that is some bad stuff
pretty
too.
gnarly shit. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I did it once here at this VA, and I think they did it again to me out there in Arkansas, and so yeah, bro, it was my body was full because I couldn't move.
Mm-hmm.
My back was totally trashed. I could barely walk. I was just all hunched over on a cane or on my scooter. Could barely move my legs. It was just kind of scooped